couldn't ask for a better board of people to work with, and volunteers, you're all magnificent. Welcome to the Parks and Rec, Monday, September 20th, 2021, 7 o'clock, Parks and Rec meeting. Could we stand and say, call to order? Okay, did that? Pledge of Allegiance. I thought it was
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you again. Thank you, Sherry. Okay. Has everybody approved the agenda? Anybody? Okay, roll call. I'll get this down by the next meeting. By 2022, guys, I'll be 100% perfect.
Longbreak.
Here.
Jeremy.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Carrico.
Here.
Ingram.
Here.
Trongo.
Here.
Frankovich.
Here.
McCain.
Present.
Clark. Is it, did Duff take Clark's over Clark's
No.
position?
Two different
Oh,
boards.
she was the liaison for, okay, gotcha. She's the liaison for the Common Parks.
Right.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, can I have approval of the agenda? And anybody want to make?
I'd like to add, under pending business F, Claire Miller Park grant. Forget what part of this place to put it.
So we need to approve the meeting minutes for the 10th work session and the 23rd meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, now can we move forward then? And
We haven't approved the agenda, did we?
Approval of the agenda with the addition.
Okay, could I have?
Motion that.
Okay, could someone make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for adding Clara Miller Park grant.
Second.
Roll call? Or do we just say?
You can say all in favor, 'cause
All
it's
in
no
favor,
vote.
aye?
Aye.
Okay, it's passed. Okay, so the minutes of August 10th, 21 work session, does anybody have any? Is it okay to everybody? Okay, so can we have a motion to
I
approve?
motion to approve the minutes from our work session
Okay.
on August 10th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of the minutes of the August 23rd, 21 meeting. Anyone a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, we're moving on to 6. We're ahead of the storm. Again, I want to say thank you. You guys make it easy. You're all wonderful. There's no I in team, and you all put that E right in there every single time you step up. You make it nice. Thank you so much. So there's nobody to public, so we will then go down to new business. Okay, none. Then we'll go on to continuing business, Tuesdays in the Park. Kathy?
Well, I think it was a successful year.
Oh, my goodness,
And I
yes.
think we're all set. I mean, next year, hopefully, we'll work with Tabitha and Paige to get the approval. Hopefully, we'll get another grant from Brad. And we'll order things accordingly, but I think we have some supplies, and I was very pleased, and thanks for everybody for coming and helping out. It was, I think, a big success.
Oh, my gosh,
There was only
yes.
one yellow boy that wanted to know why we had to have a ticket for the popcorn, or the snow cone at the corn roast, because he'd been used to getting it free. I said, "No, it is him."
Bless his
But
heart.
other than that, it went well, so thank you, everybody.
That was nicely done, very nice. Okay, the corn roast, Miller. Again, thank you. It was my first time ever trying to pull something together like that. You all stepped up. Keep your hats on for next year. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas, we can pound those out tonight too, or just a couple to throw out to make it a better corn roast. We did pretty good. I have this isn't a complete total because we still don't have like the dumpster at Inn or Penny Lake, but everyone, I'm assuming, has turned in their monies.
For the
receipts.
corn roast?
Mhm.
Not yet, but
Okay.
it's a lid
I
for
just
the
sent
socks.
my
I think it was a whole
today.
$10.
Oh, that's okay.
No,
No,
okay.
that's why I'm, yeah.
No, you're so
No, that's the
No.
only thing that's out, so.
No,
So I didn't have any big purchases like, wow.
Well, everybody has, yeah, well, we've done.
So I just turned mine in today.
Okay.
And plus, I have a couple more that I can't find. can find them. I know, I swear I had them in a certain spot.
That's all right.
But-
Like I said, this is just kind of a guesstimate type until everything is totally in, because we still don't have Penny Lake, and we don't have the dumpster things. Basically, with the 2XL, the Oakland County, Molly Me, Suburban, Springbrook Gardens, the Corn, the Balloon Guy, the Face Painter, Chamberlain Ponies. We did return a fee of $25 to Nicole Ashley because of the COVID. She didn't feel, which is cool.
What happened?
One of the vendors.
One of the
Oh.
vendors,
She
yeah.
gave me notice.
Oh,
so.
okay.
So, altogether, our total was $6,628.23. We had 200 vendors. Donations, supports were 200. 2424 was the raffle and armbands. Total was $33.24. Our profit loss was $3,304.23, which is not bad. But then again, that's just kind of a guesstimate, because we still don't have all the stuff in. But there is another 200 coming in. I have a thank you card here I'll pass around by the orthodontics. I guess it goes this way and that way. They said, thank you very much. They're enclosing another 200, so we've got 400. He was supposedly being our tattoo gentleman, but he didn't feel safe with the COVID to come out and get that close to, but he was wonderful. He sent us a thank you card. I've not heard anything negative. I have a total tally of the brats and corn. I was comparing it. We're pretty similar from the last time we had it. We're not overly. The corn, we had 40 dozen. I think with what we had left over, Mark and I talked, maybe knocking it to 35 dozen, just instead of having so much left over. You know, if we run out, we run out, but that's just a suggestion.
I don't think there was as much left over this year as there has been previously,
There was at least a
was
couple
there?
bushels, 2 or 3 bushels.
Yeah,
So it's
Yeah, there was
a
2
bushel's
each
5
bushel.
dozen, so that was.
Oh,
kind of how we
okay.
Figure it.
Where
Yes.
did it all go? Where'd all the extra?
Well,
People
I
buy it.
gave some,
We
yeah,
sell it.
people buy it, we sell it, and,
I mean, I was at the opposite end, so I really didn't know what was going on over there.
well, and then our administrator, we have a phenomenal, most fantastic administrator. That gentleman and his wife, they were there, he was there from 9 in the morning. He set up tables, he set up chairs, he worked the corn festival, he even helped in cleanup. He was there the entire day and for support. And I also saw many council people there, so it was really, to me, a very big blessing to know that it was supported so nicely by people. We had probably about 500-plus people.
It was a beautiful day.
It was a gorgeous
It was the
day.
best day ever.
We couldn't have asked for a better day, better, I mean.
Except for the wind.
Yeah, the wind. That was trying to find things to jam in the ground to hold the tents in place. It was super fun.
Maybe it's something
was
to make
fun.
it interesting.
Yeah, just a little bit of,
We found them afterwards.
Oh, good.
Kathy and I did.
Now we got them.
okay, so all in total, we probably sold about 184 bands, but again, these totals that I have aren't totally right, because I know I've talked with some people, they still had their cards that they purchased, but they didn't use them. And then,
It's gonna be perfect. yeah.
pardon me?
It's
No,
not gonna be
it's
perfect
never
with
gonna
our
be
system,
perfect, you
yeah.
can't. And then next year, we'll have to talk about either ordering more cards, because I noticed like the snow cone cones, card tickets, they're all snow cone. We can reuse them, but I don't think that looks very, you know.
No, you don't want to use it.
So, you know, some of them had ketchup and mustard for the brats, and so, so I think we'll discuss another ordering or another way or whatever. So does anybody have any ideas or suggestions? Is it just closed out and go to the next thing? Anybody have anything to
Just
say?
because I wrote them down, a few things that were.
Go for
like,
it.
One of my vendors suggested having a sign up front, which we don't have. Just a sign out at the top of the park saying, hey, it's the cornrows, come here. Like, we don't have, we just have the
Oh.
electric sign. And it's a simple thing, and I don't know if it would bring in a ton of more people, but it would help not only with the vendors, but like anybody, the drivers who are delivering things, that they know this is where to go. And then it's just kind of festive,
Can
nothing
you-
crazy, but
Can they put on the electric sign like a solid?
they could
Image?
probably, but it's also not, it's just not that, like, you know, we could put some balloons on.
Maybe just put balloons along.
Stick,
Oh,
put a
yeah.
couple sticks in the ground with, and that would
You get a
be
couple of
like
those
the-
dollar store
Yeah.
corn people
Yeah.
you stick up, you know, the
And
little
then
scarecrow guys.
the other one was, just, we gotta make sure that where we pull the parking blocks, we gotta put something, like some cones down, so people don't have to park there, because, poor Officer Grunwald was having to monitor that, because they needed a way to get out. But, so those are just little things that we noticed, and then we should probably check out our
tents, the pop-ups, because a few got a little mangled, but nothing big at all. Everybody was real positive, the vendors were real positive, and they were real happy with their results, so kids seemed happy.
So, like, being at the kids' tent kind of removed, and I don't know, I didn't hear any, like, Ellsworth's speech, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did
I
anybody
didn't
else
either, I
have?
was at the bounce house.
And yeah, we didn't hear any of that, and one of the people that were volunteering, she was disappointed that she didn't get to hear it. So, I don't know if there's a way to, I don't even know how you do that.
Well, he was up at the mic, I suppose he could, well, he
Yeah, I
can't do
don't
it again, I
know.
mean, because.
Unless we started like installing speakers.
Yeah, I don't know
Part of it
either.
is- I mean, part of the reason why we have the band where we have them faced is
Yeah.
to reduce the sound.
Anyway, it
in
was
certain
just,
areas.
a
Well, no,
couple
because it
people
was an
mentioned
important
it.
time.
Yeah, it was a unique day.
And I didn't hear anything or see anything about the 50/50 raffle. They didn't go around selling the tickets? They just,
I'm not sure, they made $300, so they
just had a.
Pretty
They
much,
had to go
there's a
around.
tent, do a lot of
Okay.
roving around. They mostly
Okay.
just stayed in their tent.
Okay.
So,
All right.
But they pulled
That hurts
300, so
them.
the, well,
Yeah,
Western.
no, I was just
Yeah,
curious.
I
I
agree.
didn't see any interaction with that. But again, I was with the kids, so.
I know, this was
the
a
kids
first.
typically don't do the 50/50.
No, they don't.
Well, they did good, like I
Good.
said, the Wall Lake Western Central Band's got $150. So, it was an easy day's work.
I was wondering, and not that this really matters, I don't know how we're, when I was at the bounce house, I watched several parents, because you could park out in the, across from the baseball fields out in the, and the kids would see the bounce house, and they'd go to the bounce house. No wristbands. I don't know if you noticed any kids at your tent without wristbands.
Well, I sold I've sold probably 10 bands at least, just
Well,
from-
this is when I was at the
Right,
bounce house,
yeah.
and they just ran and started going through the bounce house.
Oh, yeah, and I would sell them there at the bounce house.
Oh,
So-
well, no, this was before you came.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm,
So I
know
just, or we have to let the kids, whoever's,
we have
manning
signage,
it,
we
yeah.
can better, display.
just a
and stuff.
sign to let
I would
people
also-
know that the,
Especially on a sunny day like that, putting a tent there for the
Yeah.
monitor, because the kids were cooking, and that's why I ended
Yeah.
up going there, having to have all that fun.
Yeah, I noticed
Young
that,
kids.
that's gotta be a better, for the people who sit there to watch, they need to be protected a bit more. I felt really, really, really bad when I saw that.
But, part of it, the onus could be on me too. I mean, my sister's the one and I did remind them that everybody, and the two young girls that did it, that they had to have wristbands, so next time,
Most of the kids I
should take-
thought ended up having them that I saw.
I didn't think of anybody coming that wasn't part of it, I guess, too.
no, I mean, I just saw a
'Cause I didn't
couple of
see that.
families came up to me and said, do we need something for this? And I was at the back of it, just to
Mhm.
make sure the kids weren't messing around too much on the top of the slide.
Okay, so it sounds like it went pretty good. I will admit, one little kid came up and he wanted an apple juice, there wasn't any more, and he was such a cutie. Even if he hadn't been a cutie, he started puckering up and started to cry, and I said, would you like an ice cream? I gave him an ice cream, guys. I broke the ticket. So, I just couldn't see that poor little face. Okay, so it was a huge success, and I could not have done it again without you, and we had so many volunteers from the village, a very special thank you to them. They're the cement that holds everything together.
I was thinking too, on the lines of volunteering, and I think I mentioned it before, but if we can come up with something online that when it's sent out, like
Mhm.
when Paige or Tabitha send it out, like that you can sign up online so we have your contact information already, and maybe we can get a better idea of time slots if they think
Right.
they know they're gonna come.
Like the signage
9 to
genius?
11. Yeah, someone had mentioned it to me, and I'm like, well, I'll just take your name and number, I'm not sure what times we need you, we'll take you whenever you're available, but, yeah, I just figured,
Yeah,
get
that's
it
a
out in
good
the open,
idea.
make a note, and then.
Right. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a good idea, and then they have them pick at least 3, because you're not gonna be guaranteed your spot, just because. I mean, first
Yeah,
come,
and I
first
just think,
serve.
yeah, and I don't think we limit, I just think maybe it could even like
So we know
keep a
better.
tally of
Right.
like, yeah, just for us.
Yeah.
What time are people coming, and then we kind of know
Mhm.
That's a good
what to
idea.
plan for, so. We can think about it as we get there, but I'll make
Like
notes
Google
to,
Docs even, probably.
Yeah, you could use a Google form.
that
Google
would be-
Forms
And
are
that would be,
really,
I mean,
really
that would
good.
be, for
Okay.
the village, even doable.
Yeah, Google Forms are very easy.
Yeah.
It makes it very easy to set up a.
Okay, then that's where I have to rely on team, because I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea even
Yeah.
No, that's
Google
totally
or where to
fine.
go or how to, so that,
Okay.
there's certain things, I'm getting better. I'm truly coming into the 20th century, maybe.
One recommendation that, because you were mentioning the tickets and how they would get damaged during the day, perhaps we could laminate them or just use packing tape. You know, just something to just keep the wear and tear off of them and keep the the grease, the ketchup, the mustard off of them. Probably just using packing tape is cheaper than laminating all the tickets, and then we can reuse them and we don't have to keep printing them out every year.
Yeah, I'd be willing to sit down and do that, because it would be, we do, the snow cones are such pretty colors, tickets.
I don't know, I think with COVID, it might be a good idea just to keep,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe
that.
not.
That might be good.
have to
They're-
reuse them at this point, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, for the
like,
future, maybe
That
like
was-
next year.
They've survived 2 years, so
Yeah.
they've gotten 2 runs out of them.
Yeah, just with the COVID thing.
Alrighty, so, again, thank you.
I don't want to be the one cleaning them.
Well, if they're laminated, you throw them into a vat of hot water with soapy water and throw them back out into
There
a
you
bottle.
go.
And then take them, throw them out. Okay, well, thanks, guys, again. Now, I guess, anything else? And we'll move on to holiday decorating contest. Lori?
I talked to Paige, and she made up a flyer. I don't know if anybody saw
It's
it.
cute,
gone
I
out
saw
already.
it, yeah, it looks good.
And then I did remind her that we had discussed doing a October 25th meeting to decide the winners. I'll just confirm with her that, this room will be available.
If this wasn't available, we could probably do it upstairs.
So how do people enter for that? Do they just like take pictures of their houses and then send it in, or like?
Yeah, there's a entry form. You
Uh-huh.
take pictures of your house and you send it along electronically with
Okay.
the form. Or you
You
can
can
nominate,
nominate.
and not us, but, my neighbor's doing, I love their Halloween contest, they can nominate their neighbor.
So if I saw a resident, I can nominate them, right? Like, is that how that works? Like,
As a
neighbor-
non-official board member? We haven't discussed it.
Well, as a
with
board
the
member here, it's a little more, but in general.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
voting, yeah, 'cause
For a
I can
general
vote,
member
yeah,
of
that's
public,
true. I didn't
yeah,
even
that
think
would be
about the
more like
conflict there, yeah.
could
The
always-
public has to, got
It's
it.
kind of like the Christmas one, it was, the pictures are nice, but it kind of helps if we get the addresses and we go around and look at it. because
Yeah,
we
that
can
was
see it
nice.
live. Yeah, that helped last year.
It did, I
seeing
went,
live.
yeah. It looks better in person than a picture.
Is that how we did it last year? We went around, or?
Well, I think
I
everybody
did.
kind of,
No,
I went
yeah.
around, we just all kind of,
As I got the entries, then I forwarded it to everybody so they could go around.
and then we just went on our own.
That's cool.
Walked around with
I'm
a
down for that.
SLA.
Yeah.
That's good, they got it.
And if you see a neighbor that has
Put it better
pictures,
than
you
they
send
would.
that picture.
Right.
Yeah, for
To
sure.
say, are
I'm
you
not
aware-
gonna,
To say, are you
hey, did
aware
you
that
know
we
about
have
this
a holiday?
contest?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
enter it if you
So-
want. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people say they don't know.
Yeah, I didn't, I totally forgot about a conflict. I didn't even think about that.
Can we put it on the electronic sign too?
It probably will start going up. I would, yeah, we can ask them. I know it's always a matter of, I think they're limited to the number, I think it's 5 or something like that, they can cycle through, so now that certain things are, like the Quornos being over, they'll probably swap in another park and rec event.
I
and it's-
think it was
So I'm
on the
guessing they'll
signs
do that.
last year.
And I have to admit, I don't remember, it may have been.
It might have been the Christmas, more of the Christmas one, I can't remember the Halloween one.
There was a lot of entries though, wasn't there?
For
There
the
was a
Christmas one,
ton, for both.
Oh, yeah.
It was a- Yeah,
What are the prizes,
Awesome.
were you doing prizes for the Halloween, or was it just?
Yeah, we do the same like we do the.
Okay, that's all.
the
and we should.
They get a sign that says,
Contest.
2021,
it's fine.
Halloween contest, Wolverine Lake Halloween contest winner.
And we should release funds for,
Oh, okay.
for it this meeting,
Oh, that's right, yeah.
so.
Okay.
Okay, motion to release
How
funds.
much do you need? Because we don't have that as it's not a line item.
I thought we made it one last year.
No, we didn't. It's not in the budget, so.
We made the signs, right?
Yeah, I know, I've got it.
And then we did gift cards. final, Helen, or no?
Nothing I'm aware of.
So,
I think we said not to exceed 300.
Okay.
I just don't know how much the
I think it
signs
was-
are gonna be this year.
Yeah, not to exceed 300. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that for each, for the Halloween?
It's just, well, just for Halloween.
For both
that.
of them?
Just for
Okay,
Halloween,
just for
no.
Halloween, okay.
So,
Okay, so is there a motion for the release of funds for the Halloween not to exceed $300?
Sure, I'll make a motion to release $300 for the Halloween
Second.
decorating custom.
Okay, being it's a monetary, we have to take a vote. So a roll call, please, and thank you.
All right. Longbrick,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Fairco.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Trombo.
Yes.
Rexovich.
Yep.
And Kane.
Yes.
Okay, very nice. Anything else? Very good, Lori. Okay, then we move on to D, Snacks with Santa.
Okay, anything going on there right now? Well, I did talk to Lou and made sure he was on board for the date, and I'm just gonna check the picture frames, and I'm gonna get Monique to do the pictures. And are we gonna do, yeah, I'll have to get Scott to work the machine.
I can do it.
You wanna do it? Do you need Scott?
No, I've done it at least. I can figure it out.
Okay, all right, I think we're, you know,
We-
everything I need right now, I'm good
You've
with.
already talked to Sam.
Yeah, he's all confirmed. So, yeah.
We don't know yet. Are we gonna do, you gonna do snacks like we did before?
Uh-huh.
As of now.
Yep, gonna do snacks. Pretty much the same
Back to-
routine, you know.
So come October, then.
I'm
we'll
not
ask-
reinventing the wheel on that one.
No, you guys do such an awesome job,
Yeah.
especially when it's.
And it's back at the Richardson Center, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
back at the Richardson Center.
Lord willing.
And the same thing with the letters. I mean,
Okay,
we've got the writers, so we're all set with that.
How does the letters to Santa work? Like, how does that event work?
So there's a mailbox that we put up, you know, in front of the village, and then starting right after Thanksgiving, the kids come by and drop their letters off in the mailbox.
Okay.
And then Paige will call me when she gets a group of them, and we come and pick them up and then write the letters back to them.
Oh, okay, cool. So then we write letters back to the kids?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, from the North Pole.
What do we do
So
with
cute.
their letters that they send in? Do we do anything with them? Okay. I don't, is there like a format, or is it just like?
Whatever they want. You can't even read half of them.
Oh, yeah.
They
okay.
draw pictures and see, they're so precious. Actually,
That's
I'm
cool.
sure Susie's got them all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because she just loves writing those Santa letters.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I bet she still has them. If you want to see them, like, they're adorable.
I was just curious, cause
Yeah,
like,
they're
it'd be kinda
adorable.
cool to like, I don't know, like, I didn't know how it was structured, so like,
Yeah.
hang them up somewhere, like, kinda like be festive in the village, like, hall here.
Well, but
I don't think it really makes too much sense.
Santa, though,
Yeah.
so you don't want,
Yeah, I didn't know how
you
it
don't want
was.
somebody to see their letter up there when they're thinking it's in the North Pole.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I didn't know, so I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, you could always get creative and have Sam,
Take a
you
picture
know,
of them.
take a picture with some
Yeah.
letters, saying all these letters, you know,
Do a prop photo. kind
you
of
know, yeah, something like that would be kind of cute.
Yeah,
You want to do that?
trying to
Oh,
think, something, yeah, I mean,
Okay, you can do that. I'll put you in touch with Susie and we'll get Sam to do that.
or like Santa, maybe pictures with Santa. I can maybe
Well,
do
we're
some
gonna do the pictures with Santa at the event.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
Yeah, so what happens, because you haven't been to that event.
I never have. no.
So Santa brings this really cool sleigh in that he had all refurbished a couple years ago.
Oh, that's cool.
And he brings it into the Richardson Center, and we've got the Christmas tree right next to it.
Uh-huh.
And then he's got these little steps, and the kids come up there, and they sit on his lap, and we
Okay.
give him a little toy. And then everybody takes pictures, and then they, you know, walk out and
Yeah.
go get their picture.
Right, okay.
So, yeah. And he sings music, like when he first comes out. He
That's
does
funny.
riddles and sings
Riddles.
songs. It's really cute. He does a really good job. He's a good Santa.
He is a good Santa.
He's a good Santa.
A good Santa.
Yeah. Don't you think he's a good Santa, Molly?
I do.
Yeah,
Very
he's a
good
good
Santa.
Santa.
I don't have kids and I love Santa.
Yeah, he does a good job. So you'll really enjoy it. It's a fun event.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Just see all the little guys get all excited over Santa. I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's Santa, but
Yeah.
it's good for them.
I think I'm gonna get, earlier in the year, I talked to, and actually, I think it's the people that have the parties at Pony, or, I think
Chamber
it's
of
the same
Ponies?
place.
Mhm.
And they have, a Wendy, is it Wendy Lou or Wendy, who's
Cindy
the
Lou.
one from, yeah.
Cindy Lou.
Yeah,
Cindy
Cindy
Lou.
Lou.
Oh,
So
from
they
Baptist.
have a costume of her.
Oh.
And I thought it would be really cute to have her come and like,
Mm-hmm.
come around and hang out.
Yeah.
Or be in front of the Richardson Center and waving
I
or
don't know if
something
it's
like that.
like
So I'm kind of thinking about that, so we'll see how that unfolds.
With her hairdo.
Mark,
But now that the corn roast
I can
is
be
done,
Grinch and you can
Oh,
dress up
that's
as elf.
awesome.
I can
That
kind of
sounds-
start
That's
concentrating
what
on
we
it.
Well, then you can be the Grinch.
Have the demonic smile.
I saw the cutest Grinch thing for behind the
Here we
Christmas
go.
tree. I mean, it's made out of cardboard and the Grinch's head is like out on this side of the tree and then his feet,
Oh
you
my
hook it
goodness.
onto the tree are on the other side of the tree.
That
It's
would be
adorable. Anyway, it was just really cute. I don't
No.
know that I'll do it because they don't want us to move the Christmas tree. So anyway, I'm all set with that, all that right now.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm already looking forward to Christmas, and it's not here yet, and I don't even have any little babies. Okay, so we'll move on to F, new additions, and Mark, your grant?
It's under,
Yeah, this,
under pending business, not under that.
Yeah, but I'm.
Next set of items, so,
Oh, under pending.
yeah, not under addition, not under,
Can I
continuing.
can I ask the board something really quick?
Yes,
Did
sir.
anyone have any feedback from like the fishing tournament, like messaging, anything from anyone that participated, just to improve it for next year? Like, I just got like feedback for just on the sign-up forms, maybe some more clear messaging on like the rules and stuff. Did anyone else get anything, just out of curiosity?
I
Just,
didn't.
just like I told you, the desire for pictures from one of the village residents, but it wasn't any of the participants,
Right.
so. It's
Desire.
weird, because you know, take a picture of a kid. and
Yeah.
Post it online yourself,
Right.
so it makes it awkward, but,
Yeah.
yeah, the big one, I thought that
I
was
mean,
both kind
couldn't
of
we
always
couldn't we
clarification.
do, I know.
Maybe pictures of the winners.
Yeah, we could start, we could do
Yeah,
it
I
maybe at
think
the
that would
corn
be
roast
good.
and stuff.
We just have to have them sign like a release form, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, that's.
I'll do some research on that just for
pretty
next
much a
year.
no-brainer, really. Because people like seeing their kids, I mean, most people.
Yeah, and I guess I read,
You know, they like that
I
kind of stuff.
ran into
Those
a.
prizes were
You know,
nice.
the
I-
recognition is
Yeah.
important.
And I ran into a
Yes.
parent a
Yeah.
couple days ago, and he was saying they just were blown away by the quality of the prizes and stuff.
Yeah, one kid came up with a fishing
So-
tackle box and a fishing pole, and they were really nice.
What was like the official like? Because we had the bait shop run it in the past, right? Was there an advantage and like what was the advantages and disadvantages is that for the village? Just like
The bait shop ran it once, and
Yeah.
it was because the village, the Park and Rec Board had canceled it due to a lack of volunteers. They
okay,
hadn't been able to get boats or anything, and it just, so they decided to drop it for the year. And the bait shop came in to keep it going for that year, and that was 18. And then in 19, we did it again.
so that was just so that the
That was
event
just
could
to
keep
keep the
going.
tradition
That was the
alive.
only advantage.
And that was,
sounds
and so it
like.
wasn't so much an advantage as it was just,
It is what
they
it
really
is.
wanted to try and keep it going. And so, and then we took it back up in 19, and then of course, 20 was eliminated, it was canceled because of Corona.
Right.
So that's really it. Otherwise, it's, we've always just
Done it.
worked with them in this, where we can work with them. And I think as you experienced, it's really nice. They're great to work with.
Yeah.
So, but that was the only reason why they ran it that year, was otherwise it wasn't going to happen.
Right. Okay. So
But they have-
that makes sense now.
Yeah, they had their own source of volunteers and stuff that we didn't normally have. And
Right.
So there was just other issues.
So there's really no need for them to do that in the future unless we can't get volunteers,
And
which
if we can't,
that's
then
not
it
an
would be,
issue.
it might make more sense just to go knock on the door and say to them, can you help us with that? And I'm sure they'd be like, absolutely, you know, they'd probably say, oh
Yeah.
yeah, we'll put a thing up and.
And they're
see if
very
we can't rally a
supportive,
vote or
and,
two.
you know, we've got they're good people over there, so, it works out well, so, yeah. I was just curious.
Yeah. Well, very good, and thank you for taking that on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Does the registration for the fishing contest, is that list on there where they can get their fish weighed at? I've never seen the actual
Yes.
form. Okay.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
probably says East End or West End?
Well, it says that there's 3 stations on the lake with
Okay.
flags,
Yeah, okay.
so.
Yeah, I think just I had someone that mentioned just kind of the way that the prizes are structured, you know.
The listing, that's
Like adults get, there's only 3 adult winners, right? And then for the other age categories, there were, multiple prizes handed out for each type of fish. So I think just explaining the different, how it's broken up better, to give the messaging for that would be better for the future. So, yeah.
You did a good job for taking it on for the
You
first
sure
time.
did. Nice job.
No, it was good. And I appreciate, like Mark, without you, man, I wouldn't have gone smooth.
Done
So
it a year before. I had
appreciate you, man.
experience, so
Yeah.
I could literally walk over to it. so.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll move on to F, new and additional.
No, can we back up for a minute?
Yes, ma'am, we may.
Because we still have the additional events that aren't listed on here. So we have the 5K run
Okay, I didn't, okay, I'll put that down here.
and the Leprechaun Hunt.
5K run and Leprechaun, okay.
So the Leprechaun Hunt, really, I already have everything all prepared for that because we canceled it in 20. So I say let's just do it. It's not going to take me a lot of time to pull it together. So I just need to find out about busing.
Okay.
So I'll do that.
If I can help with anything,
Talk to
give me a
Tab.
shout.
Yeah, yeah.
She'll be, and I mean, we can always talk to other buses, companies too,
Yeah,
but she's not
right.
in. It's
But
like-
pretty much everything is all set for that event. So I say let's do it.
When
And then that would be on March the 12th, because
Okay.
that would be, Sherry, it's the Saturday before,
The parade is
Yeah.
the Sunday before.
oh, the Sunday before.
St. Patrick's Day.
Right, okay. Right, so that weekend, so the 12th, that would be a Saturday.
Okay.
And then the fun run, the 5K, I've got some memos out to the timer companies to see how much they charge to set up a timer, if we want to go that route. So I just am kind of investigating that. But what do you guys think? I was thinking about doing it in May.
Yeah.
Is that a
like
good time, do
Memorial
you
Day
think?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, because
That's
nobody
easy.
goes anywhere for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We don't have any events. And
We don't have
it'd be
any
good
events, and
Yeah,
I
right.
thought that would be a good weekend to do it, actually.
It would be, because it's not
Okay.
hot summer and it's not
So
cold
that's
winter.
gonna
Yeah.
be May, what is that? So the 30th, so should we do it like the 28th?
Is that
Or
Saturday?
the Saturday or Sunday? Probably
I think
Saturday, yeah.
So the May 28th, does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we put it down for May
Talk to
28th?
Glengarry too. Maybe we'll do like a
Well, I was
post
thinking they would,
5K.
yeah,
I'm sorry, pardon, Mark, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Talk to the Glengarry, the GI,
yeah,
about a post 5K kind of thingy for them too, they can do.
right. That's kind of what I was
For
thinking.
the adults,
Right, yes.
or the kids, whichever.
Well, I was thinking maybe, I mean, I'm just kind of brainstorming at this point as far as what to do after, because I remember I told you I wanted to do the bubble run for the
Right.
kids. So I still want to do that. And I was kind of thinking about maybe hot dog, but after the corn roast, and I guess I can't even think about a hot dog right now. But, you know, having a hot dog stand, like maybe get some vendors or some
There was
food
a-
trucks.
Okay, there was a resident in the village who did hot dogs.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah?
A few years ago now, I don't know if he's still in operation or
Really?
not.
Oh,
But I guess, I
can you
think,
look that up?
I can talk, I think Kelly might know.
Okay.
I think there was an issue with his prices, and that was kind
Oh,
of the
well.
barrier, but we can always get food trucks.
But food trucks would be great.
Mhm.
So- Okay, so that would be, and what time, you know, should we do like early? It's be chilly in
7 a.m.
May, maybe 10
Yeah.
a.m.?
Are you doing the 5K first and then like a bubble run after? Or
I don't know.
flip-flop?
I haven't really, well, this is my vision, and I haven't put the vision together yet, but first I'm gonna have like, maybe get Lou, our DJ, and he'll get the kids all warmed up, doing some exercises and stuff like that, and have some music. And then it could be going on simultaneously, really,
Mhm.
from the actual 5K.
Yeah.
I think it would have to be, yeah, I think it would be simultaneously. Somebody would be running the bubble run while,
Got it.
yeah, I think the company that puts on the 5K, they pretty much run that whole section of it. So that frees us up to do the kid thing. So,
I would say
I
even
know
like, oh,
What?
I was gonna say, I would even say like 11 a.m., so it's more
11.
towards lunchtime, so if they're there to let the kids do it, grab a hot dog
Yeah,
and
that's
leave.
a good idea.
Kids are,
You know,
20
And it's,
seconds.
and you want it warmer
Right.
anyway, because in the
Yeah.
morning, it's gonna be, typically those things are early, but
It's only 5K,
it'll be cool
so
in
it's-
May, yeah.
I do know someone who's a physical therapist. They actually worked a couple runs, and what they did is
Oh.
kind of, they said, they came and showed them how to do exercises, and the company was able to promote, you know, this is what we know, we work with athletes type of a thing. So that, you know, whatever, 45 minutes an hour before, if you want to learn some exercises for stretching or whatever, there's a lot of physical therapy companies in the area that may be interested.
Oh,
That's
that's a
really
good idea.
We could
Yeah.
incorporate-
Right,
We could even
right.
incorporate a couple of like those
Mhm.
health and wellness kind of groups, give them a tent or something,
yeah.
even to have at the park.
Right, yeah, that's great. That's a great idea.
Would it be pre-registration, or would you do also at the,
We'll do pre-registration. I know when I've done runs in the past, you can go the day of
Mhm.
and pay, but you have to pay more.
oh, okay.
But,
Gouge 'em.
yeah, it's kind of like what it, because then you don't have enough shirts and, or,
Right,
you know, the
okay.
little whatever gizmo things that you buy. I don't know, I've never hosted one before, so. But, you know, we're going to encourage pre-registration.
Pre-registration, right.
Especially for the kids, because
Oh, yeah.
they're going to get their little shirt or whatever they're going to have. So.
It's just for anybody who wants, not just village residents, correct?
Well, right, I mean, anybody can do it, but it's
Right.
for the, I mean, we're
The-
promoting it for
yes,
the village.
yeah.
Right, yeah, anybody can come in, like any of our other events they can do as well.
That's what I thought. just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we don't want to advertise it outside, I mean,
Mhm.
of the village. I
Gotcha.
don't think, I mean, I don't want to, I mean, this is the
Can't
first
do-
one, I don't want to,
I
like,
was gonna say.
I don't want to be overwhelmed and never want to do it again.
It's going to go
You know,
wonderful.
they want to keep it,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be called like a 5K fun run, and we'll think of something creative. I mean, I saw this one today. This is an adult one, but like,
Oh,
run for wine.
Oh, all right.
5K run walk for wine. Over 21 event. So. That's for another time.
No, but that's,
Isn't it cute?
it is
That might be
cute.
my
So
So
that'll be for the
Yeah.
adults.
So do we drink the wine after
Are we
or
gonna do-
before? How is this going?
We're gonna have the green beer for the Leprechaun Hunt and then the. Okay, I'm done.
Well, thank you. No, it sounds
I'm not saying
awesome.
anymore.
I have a
I've
question.
told them too much.
I have a question. So I had several people at the corner that remind me what you brought up, asking about the Easter market.
Oh.
And they said, I said, well, you know, we don't have the bus anymore, or we didn't.
Right.
Would you be willing to pay? And they're like, yeah. So it's, like, I'm gonna, I
We
guess,
can,
look into.
we can bring it back,
Tabitha.
we can talk to Tabitha about it, and again, I would, when we were doing it, what year, was it? Last year, 2020, when we, before COVID, we were doing it,
Yeah,
and we were doing one bus rather than two, because we weren't sure.
yeah.
I think let's think, I'm trying to think, so there's something like 40 seats on a bus or something like that, and I think we ended up charging $20 a head, and which is still a sweet deal.
Yeah. It's
a very
Relative
cheap
to getting a
deal.
ride down there
Yeah.
and otherwise, and some people go and then just go to the casinos or do whatever, go shopping, they don't even do Easter Market. But, and I think we were good. Like, I think we already had enough sold to where we were gonna at least
Okay.
break even, and that's always the concern with a bus trip.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can pursue it again, especially if as we get into January, and then would be the time to let Tabitha know if we're going to want to reserve a bus, how things are looking in terms of restrictions and so forth.
Don't we do like in January, we list
Yeah.
them? Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of, I guess I'd gotten buses out of my head. 'Cause last year, they were just, the idea of booking one was terrifying.
Alrighty, so then, now do we go into you, Mark?
For veterans?
No, for
No, for the
Oh.
Clara Miller up grant.
I thought we were going to do that in pending business.
That's
Yeah.
under pending
Oh,
business.
I wrote it the
I
same
wrote
place
it,
too.
yeah, I wrote it
so.
F, additional events.
F,
So-
well, 10F.
Not really an additional event,
So, well, but
so, I mean,
this
I
is
can
my
bring it up.
first year, and I
can
just
bring it
put
up
it in
here.
the
It's
wrong
not
spot.
it's not a huge issue either way. I
Put
mean,
it
we
in
can
the
talk
same
about it wherever.
Thank you, Lori.
If we'd like to talk about it now, it's fine.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm assuming we all got that email. So in terms of beyond that, and of course encouraging people to write letters and submitting them to the village, to the administrator and things to promote and endorse it, just to give you some ideas of what Chris, our planner, was addressing in terms of the feedback he'd received in the preliminary. There were some concerns about our accessible parking spaces and where they were. So we've amended the form to where we're going to add some parking spaces to the western side of the parking lot, which is the section closer to Benstein Road, because currently there are none there, and those are in actuality the best spaces for being accessible, because there's all hard surface, and there's hard surface on the path leading into the park. So we're going to add 3 there into the application, and that way we'll be in a little better shape for that component, and that should add some points. Plus, we're updating some of the verbiage and including some information about like our how we maintain things, what our budgeting is, and things like that. And so Chris is thinking that if we do everything, we get some good letters in and stuff like that, that we will get a nice bump in the points that the system calls for. So,
Is there a number of, like, letters that he's recommending that we should have? Did he, like?
he didn't say any specific number. The big thing
Like
the big deal was that in our hearing that we had for the public, there was no public. Granted, we held that hearing during Zoom times, and there was very little public interaction at all for, particularly for council meetings relative to the past. So I think that kind of bit us there. So this is sort of an alternative to that because we didn't get any. So I don't think there's a number or a specific quantity. Just it's more important just to show that there is a public interest and that we want it, that they want to see it. And obviously, I would wager. I don't know how closely they read the letters, but I would wager the more diverse in reasonings, from my kids there, and I take them there to, I played in the park as a kid, but now I see that it's changed, or I'm a big fan of accessibility, whatever it may be that drives that interest. I would wager that would be helpful. But I don't think, he didn't say if there's any number specifically, just that he would, and ideally if we can get them towards the end of the week, the better, so that he has time to organize them.
Toward the end of this
This
week?
yeah,
Okay.
because it's all due by October 1st.
Okay.
What do we have to, I didn't read the email, I must have overlooked it. Sounds like we've got to get letters together.
From the public.
For the public
To
expand driving.
And so endorsing the grant and supporting it and things
Okay.
like that from the public. So
Who does it go to someone for approval or something?
it just goes to the administrator, sends it to
Okay.
the administrator, and he will pass them on to Chris.
Did we send that out the first time around, or like, would the
No.
public have known that
The
it was
public
even?
would have only known it via the hearing. This was
Okay.
new, this idea of writing letters.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that was something that was overlooked, or if it's just, it was something they're asking for now after the fact, and I'm not really clear
Okay.
on why that is specifically.
I've sent it to some parent friends, they're like, yeah, of course we'd write letters, we would have done it the
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
around if we knew, but.
Right, that's what
you
I've
know,
kind
so-
of, the feedback I've received too from
Yeah.
people I've kind of tapped on the window about. So, yeah, but he thinks that we can add quite a few points and everything else, and there's a few things that I think that it seemed overall that we can do to raise our score. and then hopefully
So
get it.
people they were asking for more parking then? That's why this came
No,
up?
that was more of a concern that we didn't have any parking in that area. That was a concern they had
Okay.
cited, that we didn't have accessible parking. So I was out there checking out where our current, and part of the problem is with our striping being so faded, it's hard to see where the handicap spaces are.
Yeah. Okay.
And we don't have actual posts that say anything either. So when I was making that, and looking at it from that perspective, I was always going, well, wait, none of our spots are actually leading to hard surface, to accessible surface. They're leading into grass, or they're blocked by parking blocks,
Oh, okay.
which either way is a problem. So
Yeah.
this way we address it and we create a space that is very effective and very accessible.
Yeah. Better do it
Directing
now while it's
people.
new,
Yeah, so we don't have to get it done by October 1st. We just need to say that we are intending to do so.
Okay.
And that kind of is what they're looking for,
Okay.
is recognizing the issue and addressing it.
So is that something we should be, asking them to state in the letter for the parking, or is that something you've already addressed
That's
with?
being
Chris?
addressed there. More in the letters, you want them, why do you want this done?
Right.
Because your kids are there and the equipment's old, or it's too close to the street right now, and I want it, there's all kinds of things. It's too noisy where it is. And so pulling it in closer where we're putting it will help reduce that and all those kinds of things. And
More parking for any events, for
safer, just
memorials or
more accessible.
anything?
The playground could be more accessible.
Yeah.
It's a safety surface, so those kinds of things, and
What if you
environmentally
created
respectful.
like a letter that, when people politically, you want to,
like a form letter.
yeah, like a form letter, and you just have people sign it. Could you do that?
I don't think that would be as effective.
You don't think
I
you
think
would
they're
be-
having, I think
okay.
personalized letters would make a bigger
Okay.
impact. I'm just guessing. I don't know for
Right.
sure, but these, they're pretty thorough, these
Okay.
grant committees. I mean, they came out to the park and they made observations and documented things and said, here's your problem. So I'm guessing they read the letters. So
Okay.
I'm guessing, yeah, a standardized letter would be
Not the way to
less
go,
as noisy.
okay.
I think we can help by, if we've got people in the neighborhood, particularly with younger children, to go around and ask them to do it. And then tell them why. Go, maybe been to Claire Miller, we're trying to improve it, and the more support we get from the outside,
Yeah.
because there's some people with young children in my area I can go to and say, would you take a few minutes and send a letter to our administrator?
And it can be for other, it doesn't have to just be parents. I mean, it can be
Yeah.
somebody who's just saying, I like the park, I use the park, and I understand that this is part of the goal to make the park more accessible and modernized. And we've already shown that to some degree with what we've done, like at the Veterans Memorial and added spacing and things like that, and hard surfaces there to make that accessible. And we've done that to some degree in the Central Park with the tennis courts, where we added a hard surface to get to the courts from the parking lot and things as well. So, we have been doing those things, and so this is just a part of that continuing trend to make the park more accessible. We just did the ADA bathrooms, for example, too. So I think all of those kinds of things are that's what they're always looking for. And it also, the fact that our goal is to make it also environmentally friendly through the semi-permeable concrete that we're going to use for the path that's going to lead there and things like that, and the added trees and the little rain gardens and so forth. So, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Sounds like a nice venture to pursue. Anything else? We can move on to the Veterans Memorial Subcommittee. Mark, any?
Bricks were ordered last week, so there's another order of bricks, so they'll be coming in October, and we'll be putting them in. Some of the plaques are in, the benches are in and built, so we're going to be putting those in soon. We removed the old fundraising sign, kind of didn't really fit anymore, and we are looking into options and opportunities for a sign to be put that will be more, just more focused on the Veterans Memorial itself, that we put at some position around the
And it'll
memorial.
show that it's the Veterans Memorial.
Yeah,
so people
as
know.
opposed to just a general park sign. We got somebody who's talking to somebody about that and getting some ideas. So
Did you check into the bench that the parent wants to donate from their daughter that they bought long ago, Loretta?
I don't know anything about, I only know what you texted me, and I hadn't heard anything else about that, so.
Okay, I'm sorry, I assumed that you were gonna be looking into that, but I can still check back into that then.
Because I didn't have any of the contact info or anything.
Okay,
But-
it's one of the parents bought a bench when their child passed away, and she would like to donate it, and being that we were in need of benches, I kind of texted Mark that if there was a possibility, a bench is a bench, and it's a donation and is in, it's in lieu of a
Well,
child.
we'll also have some of that opportunity with the, if we do get the park grant, because that does call for 4 new benches. So it may be, that may be an area where the individual would rather do it, because that is a playground area, depending on what their interest is. But yeah, so I'll follow up with Dave on that.
Okay, thank you. Beautification, now that the corn roast is over, I will be getting hold of Councilman Nedrow, and I will be going, Ann O'Brien. Ms. Nedrow said that she would donate some plants. I can go over and help her too. So I will have dates that I will contact anybody who is willing to give a Saturday and a possible Sunday, because whatever plants we take, I would really like to have them sit overnight in a bucket with some Miracle-Gro or something to kind of not take them out and stick them back in, because that's kind of like a really big shock. So I will get with both of them. Councilman O'Brien, he has Stella Del Oro, and then Mrs. Nedrow, she said that she has several plants and stuff to donate that I would go over and help. So I will get those dates in, and then I will get in touch with you guys, anyone wanting to help. It'll be split and taken, soaking, and planting, so it'll be a Saturday and a Sunday venture. Just an FYI. I don't, other than that, Amelia Park. Does anybody said anything on the plants over there, the gardens? Are they,
I haven't been recently.
okay. Oh, that's okay. I just was curious, because I know you guys use that park, and I didn't know if
Yes.
you'd heard anything, yay or nay, or,
Neither or. Last time I was there, it looked really nice, so. you should
well,
probably
thank you.
remember.
Next year, I hope to, God willing, split some of those plants and put them in another, there's a couple more butterfly gardens, there's one off of Terry. Relocate some of them so we can have another garden there. What I would like to do with permission is, I got a lot of milkweed last year, and over there in Clara Miller, that's mostly a milkweed garden now. It's not a weedy type thing, and I can put other coneflowers and stuff over there also, but I'd like to take more milkweed pods, and next year for Earth Day, winterize them in the ice box, and then hand them out on Earth Day already sprouted, so people can plant them, because then you just have to throw a little soil over them, and then they come up. That's still a ways away, but I was just kind of tossing that out there.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, yeah, because it's, other than that,
Yeah.
you get packets of seeds for $1, that's kind of expensive, and this is free.
Yeah.
And that furthers
It's
the.
already rooted.
For the
Yes, ma'am.
population too, for the butterflies.
Okay, and thank you very much. And then for the fitness equipment, do we have anything grants on that, or is that
No,
something
I
we
would
can
say we can
just
probably
take
table that
off?
for now, because
Okay, so,
until we hear from them, kind of
okay.
in limbo with that.
And the pickleball, okay, it's the end of September 30th, they're gonna have a banquet. The parking problem, I know he's not totally pleased with the whole situation still, but until we have park space for new pickleball courts and stuff, he's parking on the roads, the village residents do not mind. They're being mindful of the hours of the pickleball, so they're not there at 5 and 6 in the morning and upsetting residents. So I think for the first year, for a new sport, everything went pretty well considering. And then next year's a new year, and then we can, with grants and stuff, maybe we'll have a different solution. One request I would please consider, if we're going to put things like this, please do not put them in residential areas. A tennis court is one thing, it's not noisy, it's not loud, it was never, pickleball is very noisy. You can hear that ball, it's like a thwack, it's like a, and people are running and they're yelling, and if they have kids over there, and it's just a sport that's better to be somewhere where it's not right in a neighborhood. Okay, that's just my,
Well, the whole park's in a neighborhood. You talking about like
Right there in
relocating it to
Wauketo.
somewhere else?
no, like Wauketo. Right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't there about 4 courts in there, Mark?
There's 4, yeah.
4
They've
pickleball courts
got it
right
set
there in
up as such,
Waukegan,
yeah.
which jams up the parking, but that's been a solution that's been already fixed. But when you have 8 courts going, or 4 courts going, that's 16 people, and that's a lot of thwacking and a lot of yeah. It's quite noisy.
And
I
we
don't.
got complaints about that?
Yes, many, and have, that's why it was
Who gets the complaints when they complain?
the police, and they're supposed to go down, and they're supposed to, but there was never an ordinance to impose anything. The first complication was people were there 5 or 6 in the morning. These people are from Florida, and I can understand because it's hot. You get there and you do it early, but there's a lot of seniors around, and that early in the morning, 5 and 6 in the morning, that thwacking and noise is just kind of, so we got it to 8, so that they're complying there, which is nice. And then the parking. So it's just another venture for next year's, and then we'll know more if we have a grant.
Do we even have a space to put it
No.
elsewhere?
Not really.
No.
So then what would be another solution other, I mean, is there like noise canceling, like trees that can
No,
be added
I
or
mean,
something?
you
I mean, I
could-
don't
you
know.
could
I
surround
think
it
they're
with
pretty
arborvitae.
happy. I've talked to the couple of guys that do the pickleball ball, and then you said that, and you even mentioned they have like a portable net or something.
Yes, they
They
do.
bring a couple nets.
Yeah, and
That's
like
why.
the tape that we put down, like the guys have seemed pretty happy with it that I've talked to. So
I've not heard many complaints from the pickleball people. It's only from Mr. McHugh.
I think they've been
But
respecting the time because I mean
They have.
that's
Yeah,
early. I mean, I would be
They were-
frustrated.
Yeah, that was
if I heard
mostly,
that.
that was mostly isolated to 2020, and that wasn't even their group, it was a different group of people that were showing up.
Yeah.
And so that seemed to be taken care of. The parking is right now, probably the biggest difficulty, just,
It's
there
hard with
was
that
apparently an
park, though.
incident
It's a
last
small,
week
There's not a.
between a resident and a parker, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nothing major, but it's gonna happen at times, and
This poor lady, she's a senior citizen,
Obviously.
she's handicapped. She actually sits in her garage, bless her little heart, she sits in her garage or, so that she can guard her lawn. Despite the fact, I know she takes care of it and cuts it and has it cut and stuff. She says it's her lawn, but it's kind of like village property. It's kind of like a,
An easement.
yeah. it's
Yes.
easement,
So that's, but, anyway, so can we take him, that pickleball thing, and table that until like next year, and like we don't need to bring it up in
Yeah, well, yeah,
October
I
or
mean, if-
November,
so unless something comes up, yeah,
or, okay,
I think
so
so.
we can
Where are
table
they
that.
having their banquet at?
just at the Glengarry.
Are
It's-
they?
There's a fundraiser tonight
Oh,
for
is
somebody,
there?
so.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of cars there tonight.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the.
I thought maybe they were
Spaghetti dinner for
Yeah.
trying to get there
Spaghetti
early
dinner
for the
a cancer
Lions
person,
game.
I think, or
I think
someone's,
it's
yeah.
He's got throat cancer.
Yeah.
For someone that
Throat
passed
cancer.
away, yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that. And now liaison reports, planning commission, do we have planning? Everybody's changed boards here. Okay, council, Mark.
We are delaying the lake drawdown until November 1st due to the work being done at the village launch. And they really started today tearing into it, so that's
Okay.
going. They took the dock out, they tore out the old stuff in the water. So they are going to town now, and hopefully that will be done by the end of the month. The lake, though, it's going to be a natural drawdown in October. We're not going to add water. So if it doesn't rain enough and evaporation kicks in, it will lower a little bit, but we're not going to start the major pullback until later.
That's good.
Water Board's changing their meeting next year to the third Wednesday from what they're currently doing, so that they can better get their motions submitted to council, because unfortunately, their meeting being so close to the next council meeting, sometimes the motions don't reach council. So this way, they won't have that issue of waiting a month and a half, basically, to find out. We had our first public hearing for the SAD, the Special Assessment District, for the sanitary sewers, and we've got about over 40 people currently signed up. If anybody does want to sign up, they got to sign up by the close of village business, the day of our next council meeting, so in October.
What is it for?
The Special Assessment District for the sanitary sewer to have a grinder pump installed in your property.
Oh, to sign
Now,
up to
you've
do
got to
it?
be on
Yeah.
a road with a sewer already in place, but,
An extra
so-
$300 a month, I'll pass.
so it's,
You don't want to be hit with a $17,000 one-time check either, so.
so, yeah, that's the one thing. So
Well,
if you
here's
are-
it, you're
you are
buying in it. Is
yeah.
it 17?
It's
It
about
was-
to get 17 to 20 grand depending, I mean, it can go, actually, some people it's even
Some people
higher.
have to.
But that's the
Village.
thing, so it's one of these things, if you don't join the SAD and you're on a sewer eligible street, or a street that has sewer,
Yeah.
you cannot fix your septic, you cannot replace your septic. So
I had a-
that is one nasty
Yep.
check you may have to write otherwise. So this is a way to help alleviate
What's the
that.
interest rate on that?
We don't know yet, but we're looking right now, it's gonna be like, right, the number that they quoted right now is a little over 3%, maybe a little more with because of the village. But we won't know that until we submit it officially, and that would be in December, once they do the bond sale. So again, if the world goes nuts and interest rates skyrocket or plummet, it could change completely. But in the perfect world, if everything works out, probably by January, we would have the money, for sure, for anybody who's wanting to actually start the process, because you can sign up and not do the installation right away,
Yeah.
because it just goes onto your taxes and stuff.
So you'd have to have the whole road, like all of Brisbane, everybody on that road would have to be willing to do
Well,
sewers.
that would be a whole other ball of wax. This
Oh,
was
that's why I
more
don't- I'm just
right. This
asking.
one was more for the streets that already have sewer in place
Oh,
or are
okay.
eligible.
All
So
right.
like people on Bensty, for example, are eligible because there's a line running from Commerce
Okay.
I
Township.
think they have to on Benson.
So you do.
I have a friend that lives
Precisely.
there.
By this
Yeah.
is not a village ordinance. This is a county
I know.
rule that enforces that. So
Health
that's
department.
yeah. If you don't know that and that hits you, yeah, it's a rough bill. We did an ordinance modification for the setback of property lines in people's backyards that are off the lake, because, first hearing for it, because unfortunately, the previous ordinance that was in place basically said that you couldn't put anything in your property over a certain height, even up to 20 feet from like a barrel, your property line. So people couldn't put sheds in their backyards.
Yeah.
It had been done for lakefront properties more so, but the ordinance its wording got jumbled.
When is that special hearing?
It was not, it was our first hearing.
Oh, it was?
Every ordinance has to have two.
Oh,
hearings.
there were two. Oh, okay.
So this was just the initial notice, basically.
It was
Deputy-
for like having gazebos.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that
And
was
that
the
was in the
big.
front, but people couldn't do sheds in their backyards that were
Right.
backlot owners. So it
Yeah.
was just like, well, that doesn't work. Deputy Chief Wachowski officially retired in August, and on his last day, went across to Hickory Glen Park and walked onto a helicopter and was flown away. So that was pretty cool for
Uh-oh.
him. And then finally, news of our treasurer. After a week and a half, she approached our administrator and told him she did not think this was going to work. So she submitted her resignation. So we are still in search for a new treasurer now, kind of back to square one. We still have Mike Kondak, but we are in the hunt again for somebody doing that. We're kind of talking about changing our tactics and our approach a little bit and things like that, but we'll see. So
Has anybody, the DPW, has Andy,
they've done some interviews
Okay.
with a couple people and stuff like that. So hopefully in October, council will be approving a new hire.
so that would be permanent full-time or
Yes,
part-time?
that'll be a permanent new hire.
Oh, good, okay.
And the police are also doing interviews for a part-time officer
How many do
to
we have?
replace Chief Wachowski, Deputy Chief Wachowski's hours. And that's about it.
Okay, well, thank you. And I think we have Ms. Duff, right? Yes, hello there. She's from Commerce, she's our liaison from Commerce and Water Board?
Yes.
Water Board also, I did.
So I've been to two Commerce Township Park meetings, and I have kind of a brief overall, a brief overall of their 2021 goals, so things that they've submitted or started work on. Originally, the Star family was gonna basically sponsor a splash pad, and they've decided to cancel that or do something totally different. So that will no longer be happening. But don't think there was anything else. Let me see. For the Scarlet Smiles Park, I don't think there's any updates yet, but I know there's gonna be new pathways at the Richardson Center. There is plan to put 4 to 8 pickleball courts in coming up soon, so that could be helpful. Yeah, that's it. And then, add additional parking. They are talking about putting a pathway down to the lake and opening the lake up and putting like a pier out there for fishing, things like that. Let's see, Hickory Glen, in case you guys didn't realize, they're gonna add a second driveway right across the street. So they're trying to work out with the village where to put the second driveway so it doesn't, we don't want boaters parking over there at Hickory Glen. The storm took quite a bit of trees out of Hickory Glen.
Oh, yeah, I
It
saw
was
that.
bad. But, so if you guys don't know, there's a walking path all the way up to Commerce, up to Oakley Park, almost at the corner of Commerce, right? But all those other BMX trails are in there. They're cared for by the Mountain Biking Association. So most of all the trails have been cleared and opened. So I think there was only one that was still not when I was there Saturday. Wise Woods, so there's 2 parks, right, on either side of Wise Road, and it's not noticeable. They're actually, the one is designated as like just all green space that can't really develop it other than putting a small parking lot in there so that people can walk the paths. And then the other side will be the south side will be a future dog park, not in 2021, probably 2022, in a small playground.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
I know.
dog park.
Yeah.
Hickory Glen
I
really
actually
needs
drove
it.
by there right before the construction started,
Yeah.
and you can't even tell where there's parking. It's like,
yeah.
it's like secret parking, right?
It's just a little dirt
Where
space.
in Wise Road is this? I'm trying to.
It's near the Nike plants, where the Nike
Oh,
stuff used to
okay.
be.
Wasn't it for like prison,
It was like rocket testing,
oh, well, I thought there was.
way back in the day.
Like
It'd be
juvenile.
awesome if it was still doing that.
Juvenile, they were using,
But-
kids were back there, camp, one time.
Let's see.
Yes, I can.
Mill Race, they're gonna add, they're gonna clear some forestry and add some benches. The Bicentennial Park, which is their neighborhood park, it needs a really big facelift. They're gonna repurpose the tennis courts and restore the baseball field, and they're gonna add some picnic tables. The only other thing is Byers House Park. They'd like to restore the house and make it available for public access, but I think that's gonna take well into 2022. Additional things that I'm not sure exactly how fast, but some of the additional stuff is adding lighting at the Snowy Ridge Park, which I'm very excited about for sledding.
Where's that one at?
Right over by Williams International.
Oh, I love this, I want to sled.
Yeah.
What's it called? Snowy?
Snowy Ridge.
I didn't know it was the
It's
name of it, I knew it
Yeah,
was
there's
there.
actually a sign there.
Oh, yeah,
so
I didn't even know that. Oh,
It's where we
okay.
take our children on snow days.
I'm gonna go
Right.
sledding.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know
So there was
that.
talk actually about putting
Yeah.
stairs in or something because climbing that hill is kind of hard. But they're gonna put lights in
Oh,
and
that'll be
That's
so that
awesome.
there's, you can.
Is that gonna be
sled there.
done this fall or winter or?
It might be. It was the 2021 goals. So they've
Okay.
priced out most of this already and they've gotten contractors, although with the supply chain problems we're having,
Yeah.
things are not moving nearly as fast as anyone wants. So the Robert H. Long Park, that's over at 14 Mile and M5. So if you're on M5, there's talk of improving the paths, adding a kayak launch. They'd like to get some vegetation management in for the lake. If you've noticed, it's really overgrown with lily pads. So it's going to start a problem. I mean, even if you don't do anything in terms of boating access, just keeping the water healthy, it needs to be cleaned out a little. And then Maple Glen, just some signage and benches. The only other, oh, I don't have it. There was talk of, someone wanted to start a 501c3 for some art in the park. An organization, they were gonna start with some, like high school kids or college students where they have an idea, and it's still obviously in the early stages of planning with Commerce in terms of putting art in different areas along like maybe the airline pathway or in some of the parks where all the art would be created by students, designed to fit a specific cement base, and it would be displayed for a specific amount of time, and then, switched out with new artwork and given back to the artists. So it sounds really cool. I was kind of interested because I have a place up north that has done something very similar. They have some local welding artists, and they've created like a little park with some very cool sculptures. So it's kind of a fun thing when you're, walking along your path to see some different artwork. So I'm hoping that comes to fruition over the next few years.
Then do they is it stuff that's for sale?
Nope,
No,
it would
it's just
be,
displaying
and I think that would be up to the artist at the
Yeah.
very end. But it would be basically put on commission to be displayed for a specific amount of
Yeah.
time and then switched out. So it just brings in different kinds of artwork. They had brought in, the people with the idea who wanted to start this, brought in some examples. And they wanted, their child does not have enough art accessory, in the area, right? Like in terms of museums or just outlets. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea, especially since we have so many walking paths.
Yeah,
I
that
think,
is a good idea.
It makes it very interesting. I've noticed the state of Michigan in general has updated a lot of their signage for their nature areas for walking and their paths. So.
Well, you've got a busy little board. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Kathy,
Wow.
I want to thank you.
It's
We
amazing.
have, for doing that because I think it's so important and we've kind of missed out on that area
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
thanks. This is really good information.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we don't have to
like
go dig
our
for it.
agendas
Yes.
are like packed. It's amazing, but
Yeah.
and every board member gets a park, so I get Hickory Glen, which is nice because I'm close.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
So
nice.
walk over there once a week, and we kind of update in terms of if there's been any graffiti. They were kind of monitoring how many people are using Scarlet Smiles Park and just, the bus loads and I don't know if any of you guys have been there this summer, right? It's just packed all the time, nonstop. It's just crazy. But it'd be nice to bring, a little more foot traffic to our area sometimes, So that's about it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. You're very
Thank you.
important. Thank you very much for taking that spot. Nice to have you.
I was to say, the park reminds me a little bit of when the DIA did that for us, like 5 or 6 years ago or whatever.
Well, that was free.
Yeah.
The bus and everything
Well,
was free.
when the DIA put the park here.
Oh, the
remember
art
that?
here. Oh,
You could do like a
yeah,
bike
that's
tour.
right. Yeah.
I mean, but that was just
I
a
forgot about
one
that. We did the
season deal.
bike tour
I
of
mean, it would be really
that.
cool to have a regular installation,
And
rotating
didn't they
installation.
have like a trailer
locals.
that was like a mobile?
They do, I think they do.
Where they had, the kids could go in there
I
and
think
look at stuff.
That'd
And
be
that was pretty
great.
sweet.
Yeah, that would be really nice, I think, to have
Yeah.
through our walkway, since we share that with Commerce.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
That's a nice trail over there across from the party store. I take my bike back there. There's a lot of nice trails. A lot I can't go on, but I got a three-wheel bike.
Yeah, I took my bike there and got like a big old tree. I'm like, okay, here. How am I gonna get around this?
Well, again, thank you.
Then I ran into another
Do you want
one.
me to keep in touch with you, or do you want to just come here? Or I don't know how it works. I'm new, so.
I'll try and come every once in a while. I just
Okay.
happen to have sixth grade literature meeting tonight.
Ah.
So, and then next week will be our monthly meeting
Okay.
in Commerce, so I'll try and pop in. If not, I'll send an email update. I'll just list everything if I can't make it or whatever.
Oh, well, thank you.
So that you guys kind of know what's going on. And I gave my email to the administrator to pass to you guys. I wasn't sure if you passed it.
I
Yeah.
didn't receive it yet, but I'll check into
We seem to
that.
have administrative issues right now in the village. For the past few years, things are not working as smoothly as they used to. But-
Well, I will see to it we get
Yeah,
your
well.
email so that we can all, because if Paige gets it up there, she can always do a fast little ditty for us to, I'm sorry, Paige, I'm already assigning you a job. But,
Yeah, no, it's fine. So, and there's, I know they're planning like 2022 like events and activities, so as I get some of those things nailed down, like, the concerts in the park,
Yeah.
and they want to do an Oktoberfest,
Did
and
they
once
do,
we get some better.
did they do an Oktoberfest last week?
The village did, that
No,
was kind
no,
of.
no, I know the village one.
Private.
I mean, on September 11th, I thought they were going to do one in Commerce.
They did not.
They ended up
they
not doing
couldn't,
it? Okay.
They didn't have time to get, I think, the beer tents,
Yeah.
the licensing for all that.
We've looked into that.
Right. It's a little bit different than having it at someone's house.
If we know of the event, we're allowed to kind of come over and
Oh,
include
yeah,
ourselves?
yeah. Like
Okay.
it's- Yeah, like we go,
Okay.
So, and I can help once I get the dates and everything, especially like for concerts in the park, we went over there. There's, one of the parks that Commerce has is actually a horse farm.
Oh.
And she brought her horses over and passed out like coupons for kids to get free riding lessons. You can do birthday parties at the horse farm.
Oh my goodness.
It's very cool. I'll have to bring some better flyers and stuff next time. Even all through winter, right, they'll do activities because she has like a big indoor barn. So all winter, you can bring your children to ride horses or take lessons. It's part of, the high school has an equestrian group that runs through that, and they compete, throughout the state.
Where's this located?
I forgot, hold on.
Just approximate.
It's, is it down Oakley?
So more towards Wixom?
Yeah, it's almost in Milford,
Oh,
but I
okay.
can't remember which road it's on. Is it on Oakley Park or is it on Sleep? I can't remember.
It would probably be
Yeah.
Sleep because
Oakley
Yeah.
Park doesn't
Yeah.
have the dead ends in Benstein. It was just interesting.
Yeah, it's.
It makes sense, there's so many horses in the Milford area, so that would.
Yeah, it is,
makes
it's really
sense.
close to, it is very close. But yeah, we do an update with them. They're actually what are they doing to the horse farm? They're doing some updates. So basically, this woman, Crystal, leases the land from Commerce Township and then runs her horse farm there.
Oh.
And she has a lot of horses. Probably 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a pretty nice deal. There's so much in these reports because every organization involved in commerce gives an update. But,
Did they ever talk about, maybe you know this, talk about, how they want to connect the paths between all the
Yes.
communities? Did they ever discuss that?
Off and on, I've
Yeah.
discussed it a little bit. It's almost impossible because there's no, and there's not enough space between the road and the residents, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to confiscate people's land and, I'm always trying to
Float
find a
lake.
way to circle the lake on the bike and
Yeah.
you can't. There's just areas
It's just, it would be,
Right, yeah.
it'd be extraordinarily costly.
right,
do
I
it.
know.
Like,
Kind of
that's
like I
pretty
want to
cool.
build an underground water tunnel so that we can connect to Sun's Lake. With the boat.
You find somebody with deep enough pockets, all this can happen.
Yeah,
It
seriously.
only takes money.
How's that all?
But yeah, they've, we'll have to gather some maps together of all the parks, and it shows the pathways, and you can actually go from Clara Miller all the way to the library and back.
Yep.
Can't you get the plan online for the Parks and Rec too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh my God, it's a couple hundred pages.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard, I don't have time to read that. Bad enough trying to keep up with the little bit that we do.
A little bit, oh my goodness, that's like a novel, what you brought, thank you. That's
Yeah, no.
awesome.
Hopefully this year, I'd like to get our bikeways and stuff. I'd like to get council to put money towards repaving or restriping those. See if I can get that. Apparently, I'm one of the few people who uses the bike lane.
I like to, I want to drive mine all the way into Walled Lake, but there's roads I have to go where there really isn't, I'm on the road, and I don't want a three-wheel bike on a road, take up too
Yeah.
much room.
It gets kind of dangerous.
Yes.
So, That's kind of been a goal. I don't know how much more, I know they're talking about adding more, but it's very tricky to connect them.
Well, thank you, and welcome.
All right, thank you.
Thank
you.
Okay, and then, any
And
comments?
who's this with you?
Oh, this is my daughter Elena.
Hello
Hi,
there.
Elena.
Following in your mom's footstep already.
Well, we just came from school, so
Oh.
it was kind of a rush night. And
Well, thank you for
everything
giving
in.
up your time. You've probably got a ton of homework to do.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
Any comments from public? No public. Comments from board members? Mitchell?
I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking. I like the. I don't know. I like the art contest. I think that's really cool. I mean, I think that'd be kind of cool to like think of something that. I know I'll think of, kind of think about something or try and think of what the village could do, like a contest for art or something for the residents, because I think that'd be good to get. Doesn't cost money, and it's a great way to get involvement from the community and showcase that. So, I don't know. I'll think about something for an art contest. I think that's a good idea. I like that personally.
Okay. We like new ideas.
Yep.
Kathy?
Nothing special, but I don't know if I have to have formal recognition, but I will not be at the next council meeting, our next meeting.
That's okay, sweetheart.
All right,
Yeah.
If I could let you
Nope.
know ahead of time, I'll be gone.
Oh, well, go have fun. Lori?
Thanks, like you said earlier, everyone that helped with corn roast and made it run well, and that everybody had a great time.
It was a nice time it's had. Diane?
I'm exhausted.
I know. Tonight it was like, come on, Julie, just.
It was a
come on.
great event. It was a great event, yeah. Everybody had a good time. It was run, like you said, very well.
All smiles.
Everybody
It was nice.
participated. It was awesome.
Mark, any thoughts?
Great corn roast. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the other volunteers who came out to help out.
Amen to that.
Everything else. And then also, speaking of contests and things like that, and talking to some people at the corn roast, they were talking about, do you guys have clothes? The hoodies and that stuff that we talked about. And then I was saying, I don't know, maybe we could do something to update them. And I'd said, why don't we have a design contest to make a design for
I
it?
love it.
Oh, that's a good
Too.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then I was like, and then I forgot about it until we just started talking at the end.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
But
love
that would be
it.
kind of a neat thing that we could do and
Mhm.
get some, and adults or kids, I don't think it would matter who's participating, but have them,
Right.
yeah, and then we could
Some
print out
shirts, yes.
those
That's
shirts.
great.
Because we really don't have anything other than, and we have very little left in the current
No, I
stockpile.
know.
And we
And
can
that'd
make.
be a way to freshen it up and
Mhm.
get people involved in the community in a different way.
It's a great
I love
idea.
it.
Maybe do it like an annual thing too, like where we'll have the like regular village shirts, and then we'll have like the winner, and like we can print their shirt for a year or something, and then next year, oh, you can enter into the contest. Just to add on to what you were saying.
No, that's actually.
That's,
very
yeah, that's a
cool.
nice, yeah, keep it moving forward.
Yeah,
So do you want to do that?
I can do
You wanna
that.
take that
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I mean,
love
with
it.
Mark. Well, Mark, it was Mark.
Awesome.
With Mark.
Is this for the village or for the corn roast?
The village.
For the
Okay,
village,
well, I
it's a
think
village
so.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we'd still have the village badge or whatever
Yeah.
you call it, like
Yeah.
that. But then we'd have something,
Like on the back.
and somebody could do,
Yeah.
and I'm certain for somebody, it might be a design of the lake,
Yeah,
or it
it'd
might
be
be
neat.
a
I'd
design
have
of the
more to
park
wear
or
than
something
this.
cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of creative people that
Whatever
live
it
in the
is.
village.
And I think that would be kind of
I
cool.
love
Sort of
it.
a
I
lot-
love
and that would be
that
kind of
idea.
neat to be able to say, and then you could have, sort of like talking about advertising the Santa letters, you could advertise, let's say 10 years from now, all the designs that we've had on a wall showing all the cool things and stuff.
It's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
All right, we're
Right.
moving to the future. I love it, not just the next month. Molly?
I had so much fun at the corn roast. I didn't even see the kids tent or the ponies or any, I didn't make it over there at all,
You
so,
were
but I
busy.
know that everyone
No, we
had
didn't
fun,
at
my
all.
kids had fun, so, yeah, it was just a great time. I'm happy it's over for now.
Yes.
But looking forward till next
Yeah.
year's.
Cody?
I'm just gonna echo everyone else. The corn roast was fantastic. It was very well done. I think it was successful. Yeah.
He was my muscle man. I went to empty the garbage cans and I had to lay the thing sideways and pull the bags out like this. And I'm going, I can't pull him. And then, so I pulled him out and I tied him and I kind of set the thing up. And then I came over and I said, Cody, I need some help. I can't. And he was so nice. He just picked him up and just tossed him in that.
He was like on warp 12. You were like,
Yes. He was,
Yeah, I had a little,
You were
had a
like,
little
yeah, you were
route planned
awesome.
out after the first few times. I'm like, okay, how can I optimize this?
It's funny.
So
You're
he was my
awesome.
muscle man that night. It was like awesome. Thank you. But everybody is awesome. You make it really a blessing to be here as head, as a chairperson. As you can see, I'm still rough around the edges. I will get smoother. 2022, I will have my act together most of the way.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
But again, thank you, and I look forward to, then I guess, we'll look for an adjournment then. Anybody want to make that motion?
Motion
or
to adjourn the meeting?
Okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty, and then we'll meet again October 18th, 2021, God willing, and it is.